It's actually quite incredible because I'm a mentally resilient person. I am the top G. But the level of assault that they have hit me with is enough to damage the mentality of nearly any man on earth. Not many men are equipped to deal with endless, hateful slander day after day on every matrix medium. Delete all your social medias, delete all your bank accounts, attack you from every angle, accuse you of heinous crimes, print your face next to negative words day after day after day. And then when someone else who does it, someone who sold their soul to the matrix, does something actually wrong when you've done nothing wrong, they treat him with kid gloves and they give him sympathy and they get rid of the story in 2 days. You're either part of the club or you're not. And if you're part of the club, they protect you. You must sell your sanity and sell your soul and sell your mind, and you can be protected. If you want to tell the truth, they will come for you and they will attempt to hurt you. And that's what's so important about all of this. Anybody who is watching our story and says, yeah, those guys are guilty, they are completely matrix-minded. They don't understand anything about how the world works.
Yeah, well,
I don't even look at it as goals, because goals are something that you put on the wall to motivate yourself, right?
Right.
Goals are motivating. So if you want to buy a car, you put the car on the wall and it motivates you to go to work to get the car. So that's a goal. Goals are for motivation. I don't work on motivation. I work on discipline. So I don't have a set goal. I just get up and do what I know I'm supposed to do. I don't work to try and afford that car. I work because I'm supposed to work. And then I can already afford that car and another one and another one and a boat and a plane and a house and another house and a land. And then I just work. I do my work. That is my duty as a man, is my duty to God. I train in the gym. It is my duty to God. I do my duties to God. I fulfill my duty. I'm an old school gentleman of honor and respect. I do what I'm supposed to do. I don't have any particular set goals. Anything I decide to do or want to do, I can do instantly. And if I can't do it instantly, I can do it pretty fucking quickly. I don't need goals in that old traditional sense. I do what I'm supposed to do.
Wow.
It's not a matter of how I feel or how I'm motivated. If I was depressed, it's impossible, but if I was depressed, my life would be, and the day-to-day activities would be exactly the same as if I was ecstatically happy. You wouldn't be able to see a difference. I'd be up at the same time. I'd be in the gym the same. I'd be doing the same shit. Those are my duties to God. How I feel has nothing to do with it. Completely unrelated. How I feel is unrelated to my duties to God. They don't change based on how I feel. They're the same. And they will be completed because I refuse to fail God or my bloodline.
Escape is possible. I simply close my eyes. It's very interesting what life without electronics will do to you for 93 days. And it was only 93 days. We didn't have a phone. We didn't touch a computer or any of these things. And we're making a joke and making it all lighthearted now. But truthfully, it has a very profound effect on your mind. And I promised when I left jail that I'd retain some of the lessons and retain some of the gratefulness and also retain my ability to truly imagine again. You can't imagine anymore. Your brain's been attacked and destroyed by TikTok and the internet. You can't imagine, but when you're in a jail cell in the perfect silence, you can imagine completely and utterly in the dark, in the middle of the night when you can't sleep. That's when you can imagine again. And what's actually most upsetting and disappointing to me is that since I've left jail, despite my dedication towards retaining this ability, it's nearly impossible to truly use my imagination once again. Once you have electronics and devices and women are messaging you and all this garbage is happening in your life, you lose your ability to imagine. And it's a shame because it's a superpower. We talk about manifestation in and of itself, but I think imagining things, you can obtain the results. Now, I'm going to say something like I always say with basically no scientific evidence, but I know I'm never wrong about anything. So nice. I'm just going to say it.
Nice. Dr. Andrew.
Dr. Andrew, if you imagine something truly and fully, if you truly completely imagine it, to a degree, your body will react to it. Let me give you an example. If you truly imagined yourself at war, day after day, you imagined yourself under attack, defeating the Matrix agents, you're top G, you're walking through life, the agents are coming, you're doing Aikido, and you're destroying them, and you're the most powerful man in the world. If you truly imagined that and felt it in your mind to the point where you thought you were there and you felt it in your body, I would guarantee you, after X amount of time, you would have a higher testosterone level and your muscles would be stronger than if you didn't. I will guarantee you that. Now, someone's going to come along and say, Andrew just made that up. I don't care if I just made it up because that's what I do. That's what I did in jail. I imagined and gathered my chi and I became stronger than I've ever been. If you truly believe it in your mind, then your body will react. What does Morpheus say? The body cannot live without the mind. Tomorrow has come. And I do wake up somewhere else, but this is important, especially if you are at home and you're not yet as successful as you want to be. If you don't have your life in exactly the place you want it, if you still feel trapped, whether it's financially or some other way, you wake up and you must be dreaming of freedom. But when your eyes open, after the disappointment, swallow the disappointment, take a minute and look around you and say, I deserve more than this. But then what's the important point? Begin my morning push-ups. You must begin to work instantly. I did not miss a single day of training in that jail cell. I had no access to a gym. I had no access to any kind of workout equipment. It was just me in a jail cell with you, with bottles of water, 2-liter bottles of water, holding them out as long as I could hold them out for. And then I'd drop to the ground, and I'd wait a few seconds, and I'd do it again. Endless push-ups.
We had the time.
That's all we had, is the time and the will in your mind. I never missed a day of training. Not a single day. I didn't sit and say I'm too depressed. I'm too sad. It's too cold in this freezing cell. We were arrested.
Enough food.
We were arrested in December. I didn't eat enough because it's Ramadan. No excuses. Every single day we trained. We woke up disappointed. We swallowed the disappointment and we got to training every single day.
What's your excuse?
If we could train in a freezing cold jail cell in Romania with cockroaches all around us, with no idea when we're going to be allowed freedom once again, you can train in a nice gym, an air-conditioned gym in California. What is your excuse?
Yeah, what is your excuse?
Absolutely insane.
If Mike Tyson walks in here and tells you he's going to teach you how to box and says you can't fight, you're a pussy, if that upsets you, then you can't learn, right? It's Mike Tyson. Just shut up and listen. Yeah. If someone, Richard and me, comes along and says, Andrew, you don't know shit, you're a dumbass and you're a brokey, I'm going to sit there and go, okay, maybe I'm a brokey, Elon. Tell me something, right? I'll listen. But if you're going to sit there and go, don't call me names, and not listen, you're never going to get anywhere, right? You don't become the master unless you're very, very good at being a student. And I've always been very, very good at knowing when to shut up. And life really doesn't have to be that complicated. When you see somebody that has something you want, you just got to try and work out how they got it.
Yeah.
And that's the missing part. Most people see people with things they want and they don't do the second half. They don't try and work out how they got that thing. Oh, my man has a Ferrari. Okay. I wish I had a Ferrari. Okay. They don't sit there and go for an hour, how did he get a Ferrari? It doesn't cross that part is the part they don't want to do, right? They just go, oh, he has a Ferrari, wish I had a Ferrari, and they go back to TV.
Yeah.
And that's why they lose. I talk about the Matrix, I'm talking about the systems which have been created by society, which are deliberately designed to enslave. In the movie, the Matrix were used for our body heat, but here in this Matrix, we're used for our efforts and our energies. And you're existing inside of a system which is deliberately rigged to make the rich richer and for the poor to stay poor.
Yeah.
And you can sit there and get upset about it. You can sit there and cry about it and say the system needs to change, which is what some people do, socialists, XYZ. But I know that's a waste of time, right? That's futile. The best thing to do is to understand the rules of the game and find a way to win. So yes, the game is rigged. Yes, the rich are always going to get richer. Yes, the poor are always going to struggle. And that's the way the game is set up. So you still need to find the best move on the chessboard. There's no point sitting there saying, I want to play a different game, because that's never going to happen. Because the people with the money are the people who have the control and they have the power. And why would they have the game set up any other way? Why would they change it? Right? It's also the basic of economics. I think a lot of people don't understand the true basics of economics. And the basics of economics state that even giving money to the poor, that ends up back in the hands of the rich. There's no way to stop the rich getting richer. I've already explained this before, but I remember during COVID when they did the stimulus checks and they passed out all this free money to everyone, $1,000. In England, they gave a lot more money, but in America, everyone got like $1,400 each and everyone was happy about it, saying, oh, he's giving money to the poor. Yeah, but what do those poor people spend that money on? They Amazon stock tripled because they all went to Amazon.
Yep.
So Jeff Bezos got richer, right? But the fact is that there's less companies than there are people. All those $1,400 checks amongst all those people at the bottom ended up in the hands of a few companies. And the rich got richer, and you can't stop it. Doesn't matter if those people invested their money, doesn't matter if they bought stocks, doesn't matter if they bought a crypto, doesn't matter if they bought a house, whatever. The people who have the assets and have the companies and have the control are always going to end up getting control of the currency, and they're always going to be richer. So that's kind of how it works. And it's getting worse and worse. It's have-nots and have-yachts. And that's another thing about opportunities, right? Because you have to be positioned to take advantage of opportunities.
Yeah.
It's like in chess, they say good moves come from good positions. It's true. You can't find a good move from a terrible position, right? If you're sitting at home with no money, it's hard to invest in Bitcoin at $1. It doesn't matter what it goes to, right? You got to be in a good position to take advantage of things. You've always got to be in a position where
you have a good network, you have good information, you have some kind of liquid money, you have the ability to survive without that money, you can take a risk. Like, it's hard to set yourself up. I'm in a position now where I'm in the NBA. I'm an NBA player. I can never go broke again. So it doesn't matter, right? Once you're in the NBA, I can throw $1 million at something. It doesn't matter if it works or not. So for me, it doesn't make a difference. And that's why it's so much easier. They always say the first million is the hardest, and they're completely right. Once you get to a certain point, you can gamble to a degree, right?